Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, Vertical Data Inc. VDTA just filed a Form 8K announcing a new strategic platform, and I'm seeing a clear evolution in their business model. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This filing essentially shows Vertical Data Inc. is moving beyond just providing services to actually owning the infrastructure that powers them, which is a pretty big deal for a company this size. So what is this filing all about? Well, it is what is called a Form 8. Think of it as a way for public companies to tell the public about major events that shareholders would want to know about right away outside of their regular financial reports. The key player here is Vertical Data Inc., VDTA, and on the 1st of June, they announced something pretty significant. They officially launched Vertical Edge. What is Vertical Edge? It is described as an edge data center platform. Essentially, Vertical Data Inc. will now directly own parts of the data center buildings where their technology lives. They will source, develop, lease, and manage these data centers all across North America. This is a really important step because it signals the completion of what they call a 3-platform model. Imagine it like this: they had 2 other platforms already in place, and Vertical Edge is the 3rd piece that locks it all together. First, you have Vertical Data. This part of the business is all about providing and managing the computer hardware, specifically graphics processing units or GPUs, which are super important for things like artificial intelligence and complex computing. Second, they have GPUfinancing.com. This platform helps companies get the financing they need to actually buy those expensive GPUs. So they handle the money side of things. And now with Vertical Edge, they are adding the physical location. This is the platform where they own the actual data center buildings. So by combining these 3, Vertical Data Inc. can now offer a complete package. They can provide the powerful computer hardware, help you pay for it, and then give you the secure building to run it all in. This makes them a one-stop shop for businesses that need serious computing power, especially in the growing fields of AI and machine learning. Now, let's look at some of the company details. The ticker symbol is VDTA and they are incorporated in Nevada. Their IRS employer identification number is 99 to 2,841,705. The company has also checked the box indicating they are an emerging growth company. This means they are subject to some less stringent reporting requirements compared to larger, more established companies, which can allow them to grow and adapt more quickly. They have also elected not to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards, meaning they are adopting these newer standards sooner. The key document being filed with this 8K is a press release. They have filed it as Exhibit 99.1. This is where all the detailed announcements about Vertical Edge were made. The filing itself is categorized under Item 8.01, which covers other events. This is where companies report significant happenings that do not fit neatly into other categories. The official date of the report is the 1st of June 2026, and importantly, this is also the earliest event being reported, showing the direct link between the announcement and the filing. Their registered securities include common stock. This move to owning data center assets is a significant strategic shift. Historically, many tech companies, especially those focused on services or software, would lease data center space from providers like Equinix or Digital Realty. By building and owning their own edge data centers, Vertical Data Inc. is taking on more direct responsibility and potentially higher upfront costs, but also gaining more control and the possibility of higher long-term returns. The concept of edge data centers is crucial here. These are smaller data centers located closer to where the data is generated and used, rather than in large centralized hubs. For AI and real-time applications, this proximity is vital. It reduces latency, meaning the delay in data transfer is minimized, which is critical for performance. This move by Vertical Data Inc. positions them to capitalize on the growing demand for localized AI processing. Looking at this from a broader perspective, Vertical Data Inc. VDTA is making a bold play to integrate its service offerings with physical infrastructure. This can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allows for greater operational efficiency and potentially better margins if they can manage the costs effectively. On the other hand, owning physical assets adds significant capital expenditure and operational complexity compared to just managing software or leasing space. A key question will be how they finance this expansion. Building and acquiring data centers requires substantial investment. We'll need to see future filings for detailed financial impacts, but the strategy itself shows an ambition to become a more vertically integrated player in the AI infrastructure space. The recent news also supports this narrative. Headlines like Vertical Data Plans Liquid, Cooled AI Hub in major US city, and Vertical Data. VDTA adds Vertical Edge Owned Edge Data Center Network. confirmed that this initiative is actively underway. Their market cap is currently around $124 million, and this move into infrastructure ownership is a significant step for a company of this size. It signals a move towards a more asset-heavy business model, which will require careful financial management. The risk I am watching is their ability to scale efficiently and manage the capital-intensive nature of data center ownership while continuing to innovate in their GPU provisioning and financing businesses. My biggest concern is balancing the growth of the new infrastructure arm with the established service arms of the company. What I am actually looking for is how their margins will be impacted by this new, more capital-intensive business line. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like and subscribe for more. Join our Discord to keep the conversation going.